They screaming peace when there ain't no peace. Israel prophesying in the streets. Look at me, the center of attention. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance. Coming with a vengeance. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance. They screaming peace, it ain't no peace. We prophesying in the streets. We seeking peace in the streets of Babylon. Brandishing Glock 40s, tucking heat like a carry-on. Sinning against the fathers, got me sleeping, not napping on. Christ the King revealed, that's aerial phenomenon. Kicking against the bricks, lose your soul when that fire come. We purify better than gold, got my Bible on. And that's all that I know, when Babylon gon' fall, watch it blow, ayy. Switching it up, the nation's gon' drink it, I'm talking the cup. Don't care what you thinking, believe in the gospel. God is thinking, the fires of heaven gon' gather for dinner. The ear of the flesh, the wicked, the sinner. Your mama, your sister, your daddy, your cousin. If they issue, if they mind, they don't repent.
So like the brother said, the way that we get in good graces with the Most High, right, is we got to start to keep the commandments again, right? Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
Oh, like that. What's a swine? Do anybody know what swine is? Swine is pork or a pig, right? Yeah, pig. Start it back over.
Verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof.
Though he divided the hoof, his feet like that.
And be cloven-footed.
And be cloven-footed.
Yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
You see that? So we don't supposed to be eating pork, right? So in order to understand what we can and can't eat, we got to go to what the law says. You understand that? Why do our people have high blood pressure for? We got our people, when you think of high blood pressure, the only people you think of is so-called black people. That's it. And one of the reasons why is because we don't follow the dietary law.
Right.
The dietary law tells us we don't supposed to eat pork. You know what I'm saying? Pork, a pig is basically the earth's vacuum cleaner. It eats anything. If you throw you in there, it'll eat you. Yeah, it'll eat you. Anything. And that's what his job is. His job is to eat anything. You get what I'm saying? So when you eat that, what are you eating? You eat anything here. You get what I'm saying? So when you eat it, your body like, what is this? I don't know what to do with it. So your body got your blood pressure goes up to compensate for the bull crap you put in. You get what I'm saying? So pork is one of the things that we don't supposed to be eating. Skip down to 9.
Verse 9.
Read out.
These shall you eat of all that are in the waters.
So now we're gonna go to what we can eat in the water, right? Can you eat catfish? Because a lot of people love catfish. It's a town up the road called, what is Benzonia? The catfish capital of the world. And guess who all stay in Benzonia? Us. You know what I'm saying? So they call this the catfish capital of the world. Can we eat catfish? We can? What you think? Hey, just give honest answer.
I think we can.
Okay.
I think we can.
Because you like her, you put that hot sauce on. What you think? Okay, let's see. Read.
Verse 9. These shall you eat of all that are in the waters.
So these are the things that we can eat that's in the water, right? Read.
Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters.
You see that? So the qualifications for us to be able to eat it, it got to have fins and scales.
Right.
Question. Does a catfish have fins and scales?
It don't got no.
It ain't got, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So can we eat that? No. We don't supposed to be eating it. You ever seen our people walk around like this? Man, my knees hurt. Right. My ankles hurt. They got what they call gout. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And one of the reasons where gout comes from is because we don't follow this law. Who the only people that get gout? Why the Chinese man don't get gout for? He eat everything. He eat frog, a whale, cats, dog. Why he ain't right here limping and hollering? Why he ain't doing that for? But when our people eat stuff tend to happen. Right. Why is that?
We the chosen people.
We the chosen people.
Right.
That's why. When we do wrong, the Most High react. He don't like it. Can you finish reading that?
In the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in seas, and in the rivers of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters shall they shall be an abomination unto you.
You see that? So if it don't have the qualifications, which is what? It got to have both. It got to have fins and scales. So does a trout have fins and scales? Yes. A trout does have fins and scales. What about salmon? Salmon has fins and scales. Yes. Salmon, I love salmon. Salmon got fins and scales, right? Give me another one. What about cod, bass? These things have fins and scales that taste way better. Whiting, brim, all these perch, tilapia. All these things have fins and scales that you can eat as much as you want. You know what I'm saying? But we done got accustomed to eating catfish a lot. Why? Because it's cheap. We done got used to eating pork because it's cheap. Whenever you get a pig five, you can't get a pig five a steak. You get a pig five a pork chop though. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons why these things happen is because the powers that be understand who got to keep the law, that we got to keep the law. So that's why we don't have a Whole Foods out here off Robinson Road.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? It's in their community, but we don't have now. We don't have a Costco's down here. Where they put it in? They put it way over there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have these things in our community because one of the things that, in order for us to keep God's laws and to be back in God's good graces, is we got to keep the dietary law. Right. You know what I'm saying? Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
Bring it up.
So we understand that. So y'all, you understand you understand you're an Israelite, right? You know what tribe you from?
No, sir.
Come over here real quick. You understand you're an Israelite though, right? Okay, come on over here. We're going to show you this. Deuteronomy 76. Right over here, you have what the so-called white man called us, and you have what our God-given nationality is, right? According to the Bible, what would be your father? Is your father the so-called black man? Is he a so-called Hispanic man? What is it? Give me Numbers 18. Real quick. Because remember, the lineage goes by your father, right?
Right.
It don't go by the woman, y'all understand it, right?
Bring it
go
up.
by the father.
Right.
He has the seed. He the one that when you have sex, he go out into the woman and she get pregnant and she produce a baby.
Right.
Y'all understand it, right? Read.
18. You want Numbers 18 and
118.
Yeah, 118. I'm true. 118. I'll pray. Give me that real quick.
the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Read.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees.
What's a pedigree? I know we got dog food that's called pedigree, but what's a pedigree? A pedigree is a lineage.
Okay.
Right? So these people got together once a month and they declared their pedigree. Read.
After their families by the house of their fathers.
You see that? So that's why I asked, what's your father? What's your father's nationality? So your father's so-called black man?
Yes, sir.
Your father's so-called black man? So you will be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. You get that?
Right.
You'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Give me Hebrews 7:14. You understand that?
Yeah, I got it.
So no more. So you know how they be calling us, man, you just a black man. Black ain't a nationality.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? This is black, bro.
Right, my
Think about it. Your shirt is black. You ain't the same color your shirt is, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
but we done got so low as a people, they done dialed us all the way down to a color in a crayon box, bro. That's sad. You get how degrading that is, bro?
It is.
That's degrading to be called black.
And we not this color.
Yeah, we ain't that color. But you want to know what black means? You got your cell phone on real quick? I want you to look up the color black. I just, you know what I'm saying? Come on, we said to show you. We said to see what the color black means.
Now you good, man.
No, come over here,
Go
come over
ahead.
here. Look up. I want you to look up the word black real quick, and then you're gonna see how degrading it is. You're like, read that.
Similitude. Miserable. Unhappy.
So black means to be miserable. Read.
Unhappy.
Unhappy.
Sad.
Sad.
Wretched. Brokenhearted.
Brokenhearted.
Heartbroken.
Heartbroken.
Grief striking.
Grief striking. Read.
Grieving. Sorrowful.
Everything negative
Right.
is equated to the word black.
Show them what you were. Show them what you were when you was at.
Huh?
Show them where you was at. Where you reading from.
Oh, it's from the Google. Them the similitudes for black. You know what I'm saying? Now, look up the word white. Look up the word white now.
Bring it
So
out.
you see that
Bring it out.
black means miserable, unpure. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything negative has the word black attached to it.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
It's the opposite. Anything that's opposite of black is white. White means to be pure. You know what I'm saying? Uncorrupted.
Right.
That's what white is. So why you think? So when you came over here, they said, okay, you ain't gonna be. Give me Jeremiah 17:9. You're not gonna be an Israelite no more, or a child of God anymore. We gonna lowball you all the way to black. You know,
The book of Jeremiah,
folks.
chapter 17 and verse 4.
Read.
And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage.
You see that? So when we came over here on these slave ships, we got discontinued from our heritage. Read.
That I gave thee,
Uh-huh.
and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies
Uh-huh.
in the land which thou knowest not.
You see that? So when we came over here, the first thing they did was they stripped away our heritage. They said, you ain't an Israelite no more. You black. That's an insult. That's an insult. You get what I'm saying? So when you call them white, what are you actually doing with them?
Lifting them up.
You lifted them up. You get what I'm saying? Because white means to be pure. White means to be, you know what I'm saying, uncorrupted. That's what white means. You got a question, bro?
Black ain't really no color, you know what I'm saying?
Right, it's a color. It's just that a color isn't a nationality. Because you only got two types of people here.
Right.
Black and, you know what I'm saying, dark-skinned people and red people. You get what I'm saying? Because they ain't really white, they red. You understand that? But they call themselves white because white is the definition of it. It means that they pure, uncorrupted, unchanted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those type of words. So we really got to watch when we say, oh, I'm a black man.
It
I'm
do
a
make
black.
sense though, 'cause you know what I'm saying? Like on your, like how on wedding day, you know how the bride wear all white. See,
Because
like, if
white
you pure.
represents pure.
Yeah,
You know
so
what
that-
I'm
that
saying?
do make sense.
That-
Yeah, I know
it
so
makes
much,
perfect
yeah,
sense. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So read that again. You got something else? Read that again.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
You see that?
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger.
What happened? So he said we kindled a fire in God. God is angry with us. Why?
Following their rules. We're not doing what they're expected or something.
Okay, give me Deuteronomy 28:15. You're right. Y'all, both of y'all are right. That's the reason why we in the situation we in. Is because we didn't do what God said.
Right.
He's gonna read about it right now.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass,
Uh-huh.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Uh-huh.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You understand that? So God said because we didn't keep his law, statutes, and commandments, he's gonna put a bunch of curses on us. You understand that? Go to 28:1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
You see that? So God said if we would have kept his commandments, you think we'd be staying in the hood right now? We wouldn't be staying like this. You wouldn't have to pay a high car note on a car that got 120,000 miles on it. You get what I'm saying? You wouldn't have to sit up there and work 80 hours a day just to make $300.
The last week for the next week.
Right. You get what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to be in these situations if we would have kept God's law. Y'all understand that? Give me an Amos 3:1. Amos 3:1. And we're going to go back to it. Y'all come close. Y'all come a little close. You got it? Amos 3:1.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Now, everybody in the world.
O children of Israel.
Yeah. So every time we bring out a scripture, have y'all noticed that it always says Israel? Every time. Just letting y'all know that the Bible only is wrote for the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We the only people that fit the curses that we about to go over. And if you can find somebody else, let me know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Read that again.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1.
Read.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
You see that? So God said, because we the only people that he know, guess what? We the only people that's going to get punished. You know what I'm saying? That's why I mentioned when we eat pork, what happens? We get high blood pressure. Do the other nations get high blood pressure when they eat pork like that? No, not as a nationality of people. You might have a couple of them here and there they get, but when you equate high blood pressure, who you equate it to? The so-called blacks. You know what I'm saying? When gout, any disease, AIDS, anything is always equated to the so-called blacks.
Like, when you say that like that,
you know what I'm saying? This the reason. It's because we are responsible for keeping God's law. Give me that in Romans 9:4. And then we're gonna go back. Because now we need to understand, okay, I understand I'm an Israelite, right? I understand that I gotta keep the commandments. How I get in this situation? You know what I'm saying? These are the questions that should start dawning in your head. Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 4.
Read.
Who are Israelites?
Who are the Israelites, right?
To whom pertaineth the adoption?
Who pertaineth the adoption?
And the glory? And the covenants? And the giving of the law? And the service of God?
You see that?
And the promises? Who are the fathers of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came for? Christ came, who is over all, God bless forever.
You see that? So though we are the Israelites, bro, we the only one that's supposed to keep God's law. You get what I'm saying? So whenever we don't keep God's law, God put a bunch of curses on us. Whenever we don't, because remember, if we keep his laws, he's going to set us on high, remember? Yeah. But if we didn't keep his law, go back to Deuteronomy 28:15. Go back to Deuteronomy 28:15. But if we don't keep his laws, what's going to happen? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
See that? So God said that a bunch of curses were going to come upon us and overtake us because we don't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Go to 32.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32.
Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
You see that, bro? So God said because we didn't keep his laws and statutes and commandments, the dietary law, putting a beard on our face, all these laws, God said, I'm going to give your sons and your daughters to another nation of people. What is that? What is that? When he said, I'm going to give your sons and your daughters to another nation of people, what does he mean?
So you saying like we slaves?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Ain't this slavery? Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Come over here, man.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
You see that? So God said because we didn't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, we were going to be given unto another people. That's slavery, bro. They still teach slavery in school? Not like that. They don't teach it like that in school. Praise. So God said because we didn't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, he was going to start to put us into slavery.
Right.
Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
You see that? So God said, because we didn't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, he's going to put us into slavery, and we're going to cry for our kids all day long. Why? Because if you look over here, come over here, come on. These are called auction blocks, right? So when they threw us into slavery, this is what they used to sell us on. 35, 45, sold to Master Charles in Las Vegas, Nevada. Right. Sold to Master Williams out there in Boston, Massachusetts. These are things that happened to us. So they didn't have Google Maps back then, bro. They ain't have an iPhone back then. You just couldn't pick up a phone and track your loved one. Right. If they was gone, bro. You know what I'm saying? You said you wanted to know what color Christ was, right? Did you say that? Give me Revelation 1:14 real quick. Because a lot of our people ask that. We're going to get back to that. So I heard you say that what color you think Christ is? He's black, right? But in your churches, they say that he's a what? A white man, right? Read that.
1:1. The book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of the revelation of Jesus Christ.
Right.
Bring it
So
up.
this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. That's what revelation means, short for reveal. Read.
Which God gave unto him to show him unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
You see that? So go to 13.
13.
Revelation 1:13.
Revelations 1 and verse 13.
No.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks.
So it said in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, which is the menorah, right? Right here. Do you see any candlesticks on this man right here? So it said in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, or do you see it on the man right here?
Bring it
Come
up.
closer, bro. Come close. What you see him on? You see him on this man right here? Or do you see it on this man right here? Right. So it said in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, read.
One, like unto the Son of Man,
So John looked at them and said, dude, that look like the Son of Man right there. Read.
clothed with a garment down to the foot,
Uh-huh.
and girt about patched with a golden girdle.
Uh-huh.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So this man had his head and his hairs on his head and on his beard were white like wool. Which one of these got white woolly hair on his head?
That's how I knew he was black.
You see
His
that?
eyes like fire.
Not
you know
just
what they were
that,
saying,
he
all
got
that-
hair
all
like
that-
him.
No.
His hair was white and woolly. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody know
Just
that's a
our
black
hair.
person. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
When have you ever seen a so-called white man with nappy
I
hair?
already knew. Yeah, though, when you see that.
You see what I'm saying?
Bring it up.
Keep going.
As white as snow,
Uh-huh.
and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire.
Yeah, see that?
What nation of people, when they drink a little bit, their eyes turn red?
They won't tell.
You see, that's only our people. Only our people get like that. It ain't talking about shooting beams out his eyes, y'all. You knew that, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Okay, all praises. So that's what it's talking about. So who is Christ? Is it this man right here? Or is it this man right here?
I
Keep
already
going.
knew he was black, though.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So John looked at the man's feet. He said, man, his feet brown like fine brass, read.
As if they burned in a
Took it
furnace.
a step further. He said it looked like his feet was burned in a furnace. bro.
That's right.
So what color was Jesus Christ? Because this man ain't burned in no furnace.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? But this man is. This a dark-skinned man. Christ was darker than dark. He was black. You know what I'm saying? So how did they get that mixed up with this?
And everybody know black people, they feet rusty.
Right.
They like brass.
Now, yeah, it's burnt like brass.
Yeah,
A lot of our
right.
people, we are dark-skinned people. So why did they say, look here, we're going to change the most greatest man on the face of this earth to that? What does that do to a people?
Separated from bread.
Yeah, it does
They
that.
thinking like that.
It detaches them from who we are.
Yeah.
Because if I say, look here, the greatest man on the face of this earth was a so-called white man, and he wasn't black, that trips us into chaos. Because now I'm looking up to rappers now as being my leader. You get what I'm saying? I'm looking up to politicians, greedy politicians, to be my leader now. Go give me that, Jeremiah 14. You get what I'm saying? So now we're looking up to anybody but Christ because we've been disconnected from him. Because in every church house, they got the greatest man on the face of this earth looking like this. You get what I'm saying? Read that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Judah mourneth.
So it said Judah, which is us, the so-called black man, right? You was over here when I, yeah. Come over here real quick. So you wasn't here, right?
No,
Come over here real quick.
yeah,
I thought you was over here. Okay. So right here, this is the sign, right? This is who
That's
we
the
are.
one he blind.
Huh?
Jesus ain't blind. Judas is.
Well,
That's the one he
that was
blind.
Paul.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, over here, this is what the so-called white man calls us. Over here is what our God-given tribe, our nationality, right? Over here, according to your father, who are you? Was your father so-called black man? Okay. Was your father so-called black man? So both of y'all would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
You understand that? The same tribe that the black Messiah Jesus Christ came from. The same tribe. You get what I'm saying? That should be lifting your spirit up right now because we never knew that. Our whole life we never knew that the greatest man on the face of this earth was a so-called black man. So that's why I say that. Read that again.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Judah mourneth.
So it said Judah is in mourning right now, right? Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
The gates is our leadership. It said the gates thereof language, right? Read.
They are black unto the
You
ground.
see that? That's how we know that the Jews are black. That we are the Israelites. They say, hey, the Jews black. You get what I'm saying? So that's how we know who Israel is. Also by the curses.
So the Jews black?
Yeah, we the Jews. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we are the Jews, bro.
Bring it out.
We the true Jews.
Right.
You understand that? The other nations are not the Jews.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.